Tough love. Having the ability to not only give sound advice, but to also be able to confront important issues pointedly and not holding back. Always having an open door, but reminding you that the door only remains open for those who want to succeed, to be a part of something larger than themselves. My grandfather, whose name I am proud to share, embodies much of what I expect in a male role model. Now, I'm not discrediting my father, who has done an excellent job at doing the best he can for my family. I am simply paying tribute to the man who has influenced my life tremendously, primarily since I have entered adulthood. Coming from a farming background in a family of 5 brothers, he never really knew what it was like to take it easy. If he was not at school, he was working on the family farm or someone else's. This work ethic followed him into his adulthood. After graduating high school, he volunteered for the Marine Corps and worked in communications primarily in Hawaii, while also playing baseball on a Marine team there. Upon discharge, he explored the sales world and eventually found his calling in the finance industry. He quickly worked his way up to management and moved all over the United States for his job. I admire my grandfather for his military service and what he did with his career in the finance industry, but these are only small aspects of his life, and they really don't tell his story. Only 1 month prior to my birth, he suffered a massive heart attack, and when I was only 7, he had bypass surgery in which he was told he had anywhere between 10 and 15 years to live. This was over 24 years ago. He has given death the proverbial middle finger every day since. My true admiration for my grandfather began when I was 13. He and my grandmother opened their home to my family while my father was switching jobs. For 1 year we lived under the same roof and he began teaching me life lessons. The most important one being respect for others. He never held back on critiquing others, but respect was always of utmost importance. While in high school, he taught me how to install a stereo in my truck. He also took the time to teach me how to maintain it. As it was with many other high school students' first vehicles, it was a horrendous piece of junk. During my junior year, he had a heart attack on Christmas Day with the whole family around. He acted like he was just feeling under the weather. 1 week later, he went in the doctor after practically being pushed through the door to find out that he had had the heart attack. He was told that he would need to retire. Upon graduation from high school, I entered the United States Army, and within a year I was deployed to Iraq. My grandfather shaved his head for the entire deployment in support of me. Now, he did listen to the doctors when they told him he had to retire, but he has probably worked harder since he retired than he did while in the office. The man is an ox. He is stronger than most 20-year-olds, and he is 75. After multiple heart attacks, bypasses, and pacemakers, the man still builds swing sets out of a 100-pound piece of wood, maintains a garden that is probably 4,500 square feet, and works on cars. Heaven forbid you tell him that anything he does is not good for his health. We almost lost him last year, and I will never forget the day of his surgery. We were told he had a very slim chance of surviving the operation. It was to insert a stent. My grandmother told me it was the first time she had seen him cry, and she has known him for over 50 years. He joked with nurses and doctors leading up to the operation, and to everyone's surprise, he made it. He asked for me to come in the room, and when I entered, he grabbed my hand, he held it strongly, and said, "I love you, son." These words do not come out of my grandfather's mouth, as he is the manliest of men. And here I am, 31 years old, with 2 children and going through a long, painful divorce that has consumed all of my money, some of my sanity, and been making some poor decisions along the way. Yet here I am, again, receiving help from my grandfather, not scrutiny. There has been some tough love along the way, but I respect his blunt, direct approach to telling me when he thinks I should be doing something different. I respect the help I receive when I need it the most, and I admire his knowledge, and I'm very thankful for the fact that he shares it with me. Grandpa, thank you for inspiring me.